$185,000 of my money. We had this problem.
What problem? What are you talking about?
He was moving my merchandise, so the money in his pocket when he went out the window is my money.
This is a plating company.
James Caan. Yes, in case you haven't noticed who that is James Caan. From the movie Thief, one of my favorite movies, I guess you could say. Definitely, I'm a big fan of that movie. I remember, renting that on videotape and seeing it over the weekend with my dad. And, that was that was a great film. It is a good movie. They don't make movies like that anymore. And I started to stop and think about something. And what it is James Caan was he is such an underrated actor. He really is. He did a lot of good films, and I don't think he gets the recognition that really, he deserves, because I think a lot of his stuff just kind of got lost under the kind of the radar, really. So I was kind of going through and thinking about it, and and I'll be the first to admit, there's a lot of his stuff that I really didn't bother to watch because it wasn't really, I guess you could say, stuff that I was interested in. I know he did some sports stuff, and the same with, you could say, Burt Reynolds. You could say, it's the same kind of deal with Burt Reynolds. Like, I didn't really watch, like, The Longest Yard and stuff like that. So, I'm not much of a sports guy, movies and stuff like that. So I didn't watch, like, The Program or anything like that with him. But he did do a lot of really good stuff, and I think, looking back, you look at Thief, and obviously everybody knows, like, he did, The Godfather and everything, but I thought, and of course, obviously El Dorado. He plays Mississippi, Alan Badillion Drahern, and the Duke says, "Lord Almighty." But now, speaking of sports stuff, I do like Rollerball, but that's not really. I don't find it like that's not really like just a straight up sports movie. I don't find it. It's kind of. It's a you could explain it like a futuristic, made up kind of a game of brutality, really. So I do like that one. But he did a lot of other ones where he's just kind of like the supporting guy, or he's not really in it. One of them that really stands out to me is it's a much later film for him, for his career, but it's called Way of the Gun. And we've talked about Way of the Gun before. And that is that's another really underrated film by itself. If you like 1911s, you like that kind of stuff, and it just, the amount of people that are in that movie too. It's not just James Caan. You got Benicio del Toro, Ryan Felipe. You got Jeffrey Lewis in it. So many. Juliette Lewis is in it as well. It's just so many people that are in that movie, and each character in the movie is really well developed and really well just looked at. And each one, when something happens to one of them, you do kind of feel it a little bit more for that one. And James Caan has like this group of, like, I don't know, I don't want to like sound like, but it's like all these guys that look like they're all like mobsters, and they came out of like the retirement home to help him out or something. It's really interesting because they're all kind of dressed the same. It's really interesting. I wonder, I would love to be able to talk to like the producers or so whoever did the wardrobe and say, like, was this done on purpose? But he's also in Eraser with Arnold Schwarzenegger. He plays a bad guy in it, and he gets he gets killed. Sorry, spoiler alert. But one too, like that is another one that really kind of I think it throughout the 80s, and I heard him say this actually shortly after he did Thief. He kind of was just disenchanted with a lot of stuff, and he was going through some personal things, but he kind of got back into the limelight with Misery, 1990. with Kathy Bates, Stephen King story. I read a lot of Stephen King books myself, and I pretty much own all the good ones, the old ones, and so. But that was a good one. I mean, he really, gosh, man. Again, it just shows you once again what the guy is really capable of. He's a really good actor. I really like his stuff. Now he floats around in some other ones, and I'll talk about one that's actually kind of recent. And let me see here. It's within a few years ago. It is called The Good Neighbor, and it's one of those that you would not think about. Yeah, so it came out in 2016. It's literally called The Good Neighbor, and oh man, that one is a trippy movie. It really is. If you have not seen it, I'm not even going to spoil it for you because it's just that's a really that's a trippy movie. I really thought that was interesting. So, anyhow, yeah, thanks for tuning back in, and I'm sorry I've been absent. I got a lot of stuff going on, so maybe we'll break into some of that. But keep tuned in, and thank you for listening and everything. So we'll get back with you.